And Ankur, what kind of check sizes do you write? What sectors do you invest in? And what stages do you come in? And let's say if I'm a founder, I want to reach out to Ankur. And these are the things that will really attract Ankur to reopen my email.
Because I've played almost all my stint as a startup founder in the B2C space, there's a natural affinity to B2C. I don't get B2B, while I would love to play in that because that's a far more investable sector, a far more predictable revenue cash flow stream. But I do find a bulk of my investments, close to 80-85% in the B2C space. So one classic thing is B2C. If it's B2C, it has my attention because that's where I think I work best. Number two, I typically cut check sizes anywhere between as low as $5,000 to as high as $25,000, $30,000. I wouldn't go beyond that, and I wouldn't go below that as well. It's very interesting now that, particularly in the last 2.5 years, when I ramped up my investing again, it was a very different funding period, and everyone was going all red hot. So you actually had to fight for space. So people were trying to, we want you on the cap table, but we can't take this much. So you have to reduce your amount and just be there as a name and not something meaningful. And you then try to find it out because that 5,000 is never going to become 5 million. So why am I even trying? So it was this very interesting struggle where I would say, hey, I want to put in 20-30 lakhs, and people are like, well, we can't take more than 5. And like, okay, that's a conversation we need to have. And the third big shift that I have made, Shiva, in the last 2 years particularly, is I've also started investing in, I wouldn't call them mature by any measure, but let's say slightly later stage than angel/seed. So there is an angel seed that I would do, but I've also started picking up, and I'm very excited about picking more of them, which are businesses that have reached about the 30 mil valuation, the 50 mil valuation. An institutional investor has come in. Now the problems they're encountering are very different from, oh, please give us capital. Now it's actually help us hire, help us build a product market that is not about fit, but about growth. Or my best case, I'm struggling as a founder. I'm actually struggling as a founder, and I'm lost for words. I'm lost for energy. I'm lost for drive. I feel like I'm on this treadmill. And these are the three areas where I genuinely offer the best help. It's around building people and a culture and systems around people. It's about finding product and a connect with what the Indian region has to offer. I understand the Indian consumer, I would like to believe, far better than most people do. And the third one is the founder mindset, because I don't think people have that conversation as open. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not someone who's going to offer something meaningful that'll change your life or help you process your trauma, but just the acceptance or the recognition that what you're going through is real and you're not the only one, and almost everyone goes through it, but here's how you could consider dealing with it. Coming from a founder becomes really, really comforting. And these are the three areas where I would love to help. If I drop my investor cap and put my founder cap in saying I want to do well for the founders and generally help.